Tell me the first step when you see something monstrous like this. What would the first step be?
I started back in top right.
Perfect. Go ahead. Whenever, and that's great advice, when you don't know where to begin on these questions, the first step is always going to be the factor. 100% of the time, that's what you're going to do first. I'll put a bracket on that just to be consistent. All right, Owen, can you be brave, please, and tell me what to do next?
I see the restriction.
Wonderful. What can x not equal, please?
X not equal negative 1, negative 32.
Great. All right, Adria. Please. Adria, what do you do next, please? Yeah, do the division step. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip the second set of brackets here. So it's changed into 3x over x plus 1 minus 2 over x plus 3 times x plus 4. Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right, that's fine. Okay, I messed that up. That's fine. Okay, what are my new restrictions? Grace, actually, you're up. Grace, what are my new restrictions here, please?
X plus 3.
Yeah. I'll write them both, okay? You don't have to. But it's just going to be on this part here. Sorry, I meant to have that cancel. I'm sorry. Okay, so what this is going to turn into, hopefully, now, is a mess. Oh, sorry, guys. So it's going to equal 3x over x plus 1 minus 2x minus or plus 8 over x plus 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Left. I don't think I'm going to simplify this out because this is a nightmare. 2 times x plus 4.
Okay.
Right. Okay, Luke, can you tell me what my common denominator is going to be? Here.
You take the x plus 1 from where it's written down the same.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to stop, I think, right here because this is a mess. Sorry about that. Okay, where did I get the x plus 3 squared from? There's 2x plus 3's, okay? So what I'm going to do then, this would be 3x, then bracket x plus 3 squared, x minus 3. And then on the left-hand side, this is 2x plus 8 and x plus 1. I'm going to stop there, okay, because it's going to take a huge amount of time. So what you would do then is you would FOIL out left, FOIL out numerators and combine them. Okay, but that's going to take a huge amount of time. There'll be cubics and quartics and stuff, and that's going to be yucky. Okay, got a question?
Yeah, after you like FOIL the right side or whatever, do you have to think of like putting a negative 1
Yes.
or anything?
Yeah, so it'd be like negative, so let's do the top right, okay, because that might be easier here just to see. So this is going to be messy minus, it's going to be 2x squared plus 8x plus x plus 8 all over x plus 3 squared x minus 3 x plus 1. So this would equal messy minus 2x squared minus 9x minus 8. Okay, so that's a good question, right? So if you take a look there, Alana, right, all those are going to change here to negatives, subtract them. And I don't really want to FOIL out the left-hand side, it's going to be, yeah. Okay, we're kind of the logic there. Okay, I started with the messy part, okay, I made a bad mistake. Okay. I'm going to go through 7, sorry, I have a question. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go through 7, F, and 9 here, and then we'll get started today. Now, where's somebody's textbook? The house one? Nice. Okay, so 7, F from last night. Patreon. Okay, it says number 9. Oh, does it matter which one I do?
The first one.
9A. 9A, okay. Let's start with 7F though. Cool, guys. Oh, we need 7F says. Oh, I can see the problem already with this. 7F is 2t plus 1 all over 2t squared minus 14t plus 24 plus 5t all over 4t squared minus 8t minus 12. All right. Thank you, bro. Right. Okay, this one you have to be tremendously careful of. And I can see where the issues would have came out. I'm going to go to the next board, and I'm going to get someone at random named Kylie. You know, the person who asked this question, okay? You're up, though. I'm going to start with 2t squared minus 14t plus 24. Now, Kylie, I'm going to help you out. Whenever you see a quadratic, what's the very first thing you should do always when you factor? Thank you. Kylie, good. Okay, so we're going to take out a common factor first. Kylie, what's the common factor of all three of those numbers? 2. So I'm going to call this 2 bracket t squared minus 7t plus 12. All right, Alex, can you factor those brackets for me now, please? What is that trying to do?
2 in a bracket, 2 negative 3, 2 negative 4.
Good. Okay, that's going to make this question a lot easier to deal with here. Okay, are we okay on where that factoring all came from? We're all good on all that? Good. All right, Bailey, it's your time to shine. You do the, we'll do the same thing for the second one. So listen, please, so it's easier to see. It's going to be 4t squared minus 8t minus 12. Bailey, can you see a common factor potentially for that one? Good. What's left inside the brackets? Try that sometime. T squared. Yeah. Negative 2t. Negative 3. Good. So everyone see how we're getting this? Yeah, Chris, yeah.
Would it matter though if you have like 2t minus 6 and t minus 9?
Okay. Technically it would still work, okay, but the problem is, what I'm hoping is going to come out from one of these is there'll be a t minus 3 here, I'm hoping. So if there's a t minus 3 here and a t minus 3 here, it's going to give us a smaller denominator. So remember yesterday we were talking about, like, if there's something shared between the two denominators, you don't have to make it as big. So that's still correct to 2t minus 6, but if you factor this fully, you'll hopefully get things to cancel. All right, Quinn, can you factor, please, t squared minus 2t minus 3, what does that turn into, please?
4 bracket t minus 3 bracket t plus 1.
Good. Should be minus 3. Okay, so this changes into 5t divided by 4 bracket t minus 3 and t plus 1. Okay, Adam, before we continue any further, what are my restrictions, please, on t? Yeah. Wonderful, thank you. All right. This is the tough part here. The common denominator for this one's a little bit tricky. Riley, can you be brave, please, and try and tell me what you think the common denominator is? No? Somebody help me, because this is challenging. This one isn't easy at all. Okay. Liam, go ahead.
Would it be on the one side, 2 or 4
Yeah.
t plus 1,
Okay.
and then on the other side, 2 t minus 4.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it a little bit. So I'm going to write everything that's the same here, right? that doesn't change. You can look at the right side for what's extra, okay? So Liam said, okay, well, there's an extra 4, okay? I'm not gonna multiply the bottom side by 4. We're not gonna multiply the bottom side instead of 4. Think of how the common denominators go. If one fraction was 2, the other one was 4, what would your LCD be? 8 is a denominator, okay, but the lowest would be 4, right? Okay, so what I do is I just put an extra 2 here. Does everyone see how I get that then? Right, okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. And Liam said the other thing's right. The other thing we're missing, we already have a t minus 3, so you have to put it in there. The other thing I'm going to put in there is t plus 1. I'm going to do that in red, if that's okay. On the right-hand side then, when I do it, uh-oh, I'm running out of room here. I already have a t minus 3. I got to go to the next word, sugar. What's that?
I like 2 plus 1, with 8, 2 plus 1, 2 negative 3, and 2 negative.
That'll still work if you do it like that, but what will happen is you should be able to factor it 2 from the numerator and cancel. Like the common factor with 2 in the top, hopefully. So there's a t minus 3, there's a t plus 1, and there's a t minus 3 is a new one. Is that right? Or by the way, I just want to apologize for yesterday. Remember I told you that joke with my son saying, "What's up?" I looked last night on YouTube. Do you know what year that commercial came out? 2001. Which means you guys were all like 2 years old or 3 years old at the time. Okay, so I thought it was like 5 years ago. It was like a long time ago. So sorry about that. So you probably had no idea what I was talking about, which is fine. Which is fine. It's fine. It's a good commercial though. You should look at it. It's hilarious. Okay.
You have it t minus 3.
Oh, what did I miss there? So one of these should be t plus 1. Sorry about that.
No, t minus 4, right?
No, the red
Add
should
t
be T minus
minus
4.
1. Yeah.
Whoa, okay. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to neaten this up here and then we'll finish this one up. So this one goes here, the left-hand side is going to be a 2t plus 1, and the extra part was a 2 and a t plus 1. On the right-hand side, we start with a 5t, and you're left with a t minus 4. Okay, now this is a time to be brave and ask a question if you have one, okay? Because this is a challenging question. You may see something like this in your future. If you did what some people did and just times the left-hand side by 4 on the right-hand side by 2, it'll still work, but it'll just be a common factor, like everything will just be 2 times 2. Yes?
Why did you add the 2 beside t plus 1?
Yeah, okay, because if you take a look, there's a 2 here and a 4 here, right? So I want them both of a 4. So 2 times 2 is 4, right? So I just think of it like a regular fraction, like a regular LCD for like, you know what I mean, like for a regular, if you're adding fractions. If you're adding 1/2 plus 1/4, the denominator is going to be 4. You could also use 8 if you want to, but then you have to bring it to the lowest term, then it's going directly to the smallest number. Okay.
Okay. When it was like a 2 and 3 or something.
You have to multiply the 1 by 2, the other by 3, and that. Yeah.
Now you can cancel now.
No. Okay, now here's the thing. If I were to cancel like this, what would happen? You go back. I go back to what I had here, right? So it's not going to work yet. You can't, once you smush, like, once you add the numerators together, then you can cancel, if possible, okay? Now I think we got some nice foiling coming ahead of us, though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to FOIL at the left-hand side. My common denominator is going to be that messy thing. So the common denominator is going to be, oh boy, 4 t plus 1, t minus 3, t minus 4. My numerator on the left-hand side, I'll do this left one in red. So it's going to be 2t plus 1, 2t plus 2. The right-hand side is going to be plus 5t squared minus 20t. Is there any question on how I got that right there? Yeah, question.
Does it matter, like, what t plus whatever you put first?
No. No. I'm not going to do this while I shoot. Okay, I'm going to extend the page if you don't mind, just so I can do it all, fit all on one page, if that's cool. Okay. All right. Julia, it's your time to shine. Can you please FOIL out the 2 red brackets, please? this is a wonderful question. I love this one, by the way. So that turns that into 9t squared. 6 minus 14t plus 2 all over 4 bracket t plus 1 t minus 3 t minus 4. Now does that factor? Does that factor? I don't think it does. Does that factor? I think we're good. 4 plus 2 is 6, and then minus 20 at the end. Right, so like 14 and 60, 14 and 2 is 16. Whoever asked that, did you answer? I'm sorry, I was looking at you, so I thought, yeah, sorry. So 14 and 2t is 16, and then minus 20. Okay, and I'm gonna write here at the end, of course, then therefore, and t cannot equal -1, 3, and 4. Okay, that is a nice question. I like that one very much. Okay, hint, hint. Now, let's say you did it the other way and ended up with an 8 in the denominator. Your answer should be something like 18t squared minus 28t plus 4. And then you think take out a common factor of 2 and cancel it down. Okay, so that's okay if you did it that way. I'll just factor it from the last step. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. That's good on you because you told me to do an 8. Okay. All right, Emily, how you feeling? Good. Okay, because you're up next. Just so you know. John, you actually using Spider-Man today? I am actually using Spider-Man. Adrian's off the Spider-Man, okay? Use Spider-Man just like your first day. Okay, I'll do 9 right now. Anyone, you said A is probably? 9A wasn't nice. Okay, so let's go listen to 9A. Okay. Yeah, all these are nice. All these are lovely.
Yeah.
Want to do A? I can do A. Want to do A? Sounds good.
Maybe if you understand.
9A says 2x cubed over 3y squared times 9y over 10x minus 2y over 3x. All right. Now, first of all, don't be afraid. There's x's and y's. Tristan, you can do this, and you're going to have to do this in a minute. I'm picking on you first. Can you factor anything here? Totally not. Okay, so we're going to state restrictions. I'd like you to be brave and try your best. This is scary. Let's start with this one. What's going to cause an error here? Sort of. Okay. Forget about square root. Just say go here. So what you basically want, if you want to solve the equation, feel free. So I'm going to say that 3y squared can't be 0. Emily, you're not done yet. How would you solve for y? Give me the first step, please. Okay, very good. So then y squared can't be 0. Okay, great. Tristan, last step. If y squared can't be 0, how do you get rid of the squared? Square root. So y cannot equal the square root of 0, so y just cannot be 0. That's my first restriction. Robin, even though you haven't been here in a week, I'm going to pick on you anyway. What's the restriction on this, please? X cannot equal 0. Conveniently, that's going to work for all. Okay, for the right-hand side, I'll be there too. Does that make sense for the? Sorry, someone go ahead. I just divided by 3. Right, so let's sorry, I should have actually showed my work. So yeah, right, divide by 3, right? Like, and that's the nice thing with the 0. You can scrap that. Okay, Matt. It's going to be your time to shine right now. Matt, you're going to multiply some fractions for me. What is 2x cubed times 9y going to equal, please? Yeah, go ahead. Good. So what's that equal though? Matt, you're not done. You're going to do the next one for me, okay? So let's make sure that everyone, including Matt, understands where that came from. What we did was 2 times 9 is 18, and then x cubed times y is just x cubed y. Are we okay on where that came from before I keep moving here? So I multiplied coefficients by coefficients, and then variables by variables. Matt, we're good? I hope so, because you're coming up next. No? Matt, 3y squared times 10x is going to equal what? Good. I'm going to call it 30x y squared, just so I keep my x's and my y's lined up, but that's right. And then minus 2y over 3x. Now please be brave and ask before we continue here. Are we sort of feeling okay of where that came from? Yeah, Robin, question? That's what you told us to do right now, is reduce the fraction. And that's good. Okay, because that's what I'm going to do with the x's and the y's. So what I'm going to ask Carissa to do is to break everything down. What's 18 divided by 30 in those terms? What does that turn into? Okay, or not? Somebody help her here then. What's 18 divided by 30? 9/15 is close? Let's just go further than that. Go ahead. 3 over 5. Now how you get that is from your 6 times table, right? 3 times 6 is 18, and then 3 times 5, sorry, 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, Chris, you're not done yet. What is x cubed divided by x equal to? Did we do the lesson on, didn't we do exploring it yet? Did we do exploring rules yet? That was good. Well, if you think there's 3 on the top, there's 1 on the bottom, that means there's 2 left. Okay? On the other one, if there's 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom, what's the result going to be? 1 on the bottom. Okay, now if that's too much for you, I'm going to do my little lesson here early, okay? So basically x cubed over y squared looks like this. Right? I'm times 3 x's with a y, and then I'm changing it times an x by 2 y's. Then I'm just going to cancel here. Okay, so we're going to say x divided by x is nothing, and then y divided by y is nothing. Right, so I'm left with then x squared on the top and y on the bottom. That's where that actually came from. Okay, and when I do my exponents lesson, there, Kylie, I'll do a great big lesson just to add lots of pictures, and you'll all understand it hopefully. And is that coming back to you, I hope? I like you lying, that's wonderful. Okay, great, so that's all looking well and good. Nicole, now it's your time to shine. We need a common denominator when we subtract those two. What's my common denominator going to be between this and this? Yeah, good. So it's going to be then 5y, and I'm just going to times 3x. Okay, the other one's going to be then the same thing. I'm starting with the 3x, then I times it by 5y. My numerator then is going to be 3x squared. I'm also going to times it by 3x. And the right-hand one is going to be 2y, and I times that by 5y. Okay, Brad, what is 3x squared times 3x equal to, please?
Times 3x.
Yeah, 3x squared times 3x.
9x cubed.
X cubed, good. And that's going to be over 15xy. Cole, what is negative 2y times 5y equal to, please? I call it minus because of the name. I should put a restriction here, therefore x is not equal to 0. Okay, this is just a different type of question, okay? Yes. This is just like a different type of question, okay, right? They're just dealt with x's and y's instead of x plus 3's and x plus 5's, but it's a different type of algebra. Is that helpful or not really? Yes. Okay. I want to teach my lessons today if I can, okay? If I have time, I think I only have 3 or 4 examples today, okay? So if I have time at the end, you want me to go through another one from 7. Just so you guys know, if I don't mean to feel like I'm rushed, I'm not, okay? If you have questions from the last night's homework, the number one thing that is I want you guys to understand. If you seriously attempted your homework to the best of your ability, you couldn't do it, let me know and we'll try and find a way to redo it or teach it a different way, okay? If you're not doing your homework, you don't understand it, I can't help you, okay, right? But if you're really giving your best and saying, you know, I did every question, I got it wrong, that's a sort of a big issue. You know, let me know and we'll try and figure it out. Does that make sense, what I'm saying there? Okay. All right, I'm going to pause this video, then we're going to get going here today. We've got 45 minutes left. I can do it.